Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream here today, and we got an interesting night of games. It is the last batch of games before the Christmas break here in Watch with Nordic live commentaries. We will not be live tomorrow, so these are the last games before Christmas. So we got a doubleheader here tonight. The first one is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the St. Louis Blues, followed by later tonight, the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Los Angeles Kings is also on our later slate here later on in the docket. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody here in the chat. Welcome back to another stream. A couple things to go through here before puck drop. First off, thank you all so much for your support on yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream is now the fourth most popular Watch with Nordic live stream in Watch with Nordic history. It was the fourth most viewed one we've ever had. So thank you guys so much for your support in that stream last night. And again, thank you all so much for 4,000 subscribers. It feels unbelievable for me to say that. I can't believe we're here, and I really appreciate all the support from you guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. So anyways, looking forward here to this game tonight. It is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the St. Louis Blues. So a fun little tidbit in Watch with Nordic live commentary history. We have done these two teams before, and that came on December 19th, 2024, when these two teams faced off against each other at this same time in Tampa Bay, where the Lightning won the game 3-1. Kucherov had 2 points. Gage Gonzalez scored his first National Hockey League goal. And Andrei Vasilevsky stopped 31 of 32 shots en route to the win. That was a year ago, a few days back. But now it's back for the rematch here. And we will see if the Blues can get revenge. And even the lifetime series here between these two teams in live commentary streams. No, I am not streaming Philadelphia and Vancouver. That game is on NHL Network, and I do not have access to NHL Network at this time. So, no, I am streaming this game and then a later 10 p.m. game. My prediction, I think Tampa's going to get the win here again tonight. Tampa is obviously the better team by far, so again, obviously, we'll see what happens there, of course. But let's get ready here for puck drop in just a moment. Starting goaltenders for both sides. You start off with the Tampa Bay Lightning side. Andrei Vasilevsky is in net for the Lightning. He's been awesome this season. And then on the other side is Jordan Binnington, who has not been so awesome this season either. And we just concluded up the anthem, and now we are ready to get started here with puck drop. You look at Vasilevsky's stats, .917 through his NHL career. Binnington, .905 in his NHL career as we get ready for puck drop here in just a moment. This is the 10th time we have live streamed the St. Louis Blues all-time in commentary streams. It is the 6th time we have streamed the Lightning in commentary streams. So let's get ready here for puck drop in just a second. I got a brand new TV, so new quality TV here that I'm using tonight. Should be pretty interesting. And here we go. It's a matchup of blue, Lightning versus Blues, and we are not underway as they blew the faceoff dead to a violation. All right, let's try that again. Blues versus Lightning, and we are underway. Faceoff is won here by the Lightning, played back into the Tampa Bay zone. Darren Radish will clear that puck off the boards, then back to Borkstrand. On the right side, Lightning bring it in. Gergeson's in the corner. Feeds it behind the net, then racing forward with speed. And down low, battling forward here in the corner. And thrown up to the point to Radish, who keeps it in the zone. Shoots it on that. Tipped in front. They score! That did not take long. And it is Pontus Holmberg with the opening goal. It's 1-0 Tampa. And that did not take long whatsoever. Pontus Holmberg, who was acquired in the offseason by the Lightning from Toronto, makes it 1-0 right away. Great start. Wow. Good keeping by Radish. I thought maybe he wasn't going to be able to keep that puck in the zone, but he gets that shot on net. It was tipped in front by Pontus Holmberg, his 4th goal of the season from Radish and Gergensons, and it's a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay less than 20 seconds in. Down low here now in the Lightning zone, banked off the boards then. Gonzalez trying to clear that one out of the zone. Lightning have the early lead. In the corner here now, battling for that puck is Curtis Douglas, who will bank that one back into the Tampa Bay zone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. It's going to be a much smaller stream here tonight, I'm assuming, because these are a few teams we haven't done that much this season, which is no problem. You got to grow the viewership of all the other teams. At the point, McDonough shoots it wide of Bennington's net. Now down low, Tucker throws it off the right side. Shen trying to get the puck back. Taken back then by Braden Point. Point keeps it in the zone. Throws it down low. Now Kucherov trying to wrap that one around. It's stolen back then by St. Louis and banked off the boards then on the right side by Jonathan Berggren. What's up, Bond? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, guys, like the stream down below. Helps out with the engagement. Here's Point into the zone. A Kucherov a shot. And that one goes wide. He would have Bennington beat if that went on net. So Tampa Bay already out buzzing here tonight. Banked off the boards here then by the likes of Dastus. Battling forward here on the right side. Kucherov held off then by Broberg. St. Louis will finally get control. Here's Parayko now through center. Parayko drop pass back then for the likes of Fabry, who could not get that shot on net. Now down low behind the net. Now racing forward with speed is Stenberg, who is a young rookie here tonight. Dvorsky on the right side. Shoots it. Glove save by Vasilevsky, and he stops his first shot. Dvorsky, the other Monday, we live streamed him. He scored 2 goals, nearly had the hat trick against the Nashville Predators, but the Predators came out with the win there against St. Louis in that one. We haven't streamed Tampa Bay in a hot minute. I can't even tell you the last time we streamed the Lightning. It's been a while. So I'm glad to get a stream in here for them. Face-off now in the Tampa Bay zone is won by the Blues. Parayko banks it off the boards now, back behind the net. Trying to pick that one up is Shen, battling for it down low with Radish. It's taken back then by the Lightning. Through the zone, Borkstrand battling for that puck. Stolen back then by the Blues. Banked off the boards for Thomas. Blues get it back. Here they come the way. Buchnevich into the zone. Looking for options. Doesn't have a lot of them. He tries to bank it down low, but Tampa Bay takes it right back. Cleared back out to center. Lightning get the puck. Gensel drops it back. Back to Gensel here. Now at the point to Paul. On the right side. Puck goes down low. Bennington comes out of the net to play it. Feed to pass in front then for Thomas. Thomas looks. Back to Buchnevich. Stolen back then by the Lightning. Here they come either way. Jake Gensel with some room. Brings it into the zone. Warps around. Feeds it up to the point. Tipped away there by Jake Neighbors. And stolen back then by the Lightning in their own zone. Kucherov. Cross ice pass over then to McDonough. Intercepted then by Tucker on the right side. Back to Falk as the Blues look to manage the puck here. They get it out of their own zone. Here they come the other way. Shot there from Falk goes wide of the net. Now Tucker trying to keep that one in. Taken back then by Point, who clears it down low to Distaus. Point on the right side. Fed back then to Kucherov. Kucherov to center. What's up, JJ King? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Now Justin Falk here in the St. Louis zone. Falk to Toropchenko. Toropchenko clears that one in down low in the corner. Thrown back up to the point. And stolen back then by Tampa Bay. Here's Gage Gonzalez. Scored his first NHL goal against the St. Louis Blues last year. You love the Blues? We'll see if they get the win here, man. Cleared out back into the Tampa Bay zone. Lightning now get the puck. Banked off the boards then by the likes of Steven Santini, who draws into the lineup tonight. Here's Dominic James into the zone. Pass down low, and what a save by Jordan Bennington. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my Lord. What a stop. I am appalled right now. What a save by Jordan Bennington. And that was Anthony Cirelli there in front, who was absolutely robbed. Oh my goodness. Or sorry, it was Carlisle. My apologies. You have no TV to watch on? Ah, poor guy. At a restaurant. I'll try and do the best I can with the commentary, bro. Face off here in the St. Louis zone. Kucherov battling for it down low with Parayko. Kucherov shoots it. And it's blocked there in front. Now down on the right side, here's Parayko. Banks it off the boards and clears out to center. P.S. Suter. Back then for Fabry. Intercepted then by the Lightning. Here they try and come the other way. It's cleared into the St. Louis zone. And there won't be an icing. At the point now, Destus keeps it in. Gord to the right side. Destus tries slap shutting it on net. It's stolen back then by the Blues and cleared out to center. Tampa Bay gets it back. Into the zone point. To Kucherov. Kucherov to center. Puck stays in the zone. Paul to the right side. Shoots it. And blocked there by Falk. Falk takes it back the other way. He'll take that one into the zone. Pass to center. Nobody's there. And it's cleared away by Tampa Bay with some traffic in front. Goes down the other way for an icing. You think 5-3? We'll see. So that was Declan Carlisle who made the save. There's a lot of new players slotting into the lineup here for for Tampa Bay. See guys like Jack Finley, Pontus Holmberg, Dominic James has become a regular in the lineup. You got a couple guys like Max Crozier, Declan Carlisle. In light of Victor Hedman's injury, they've had to play some of those guys who would be in Syracuse under other circumstances. I think Tampa wins. Fowler in his own zone. Now down low here behind the net. St. Louis breaks it off the boards to Mayu. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Cleared down low. Cirelli feeds it up to the point. Radish thrown around now behind the net. Picked up by Buchnevich. And now St. Louis tries breaking the other way. Stolen back by Tampa. Through the zone to the point. A shot gloved by Bennington. And he makes his first save of the game here tonight. So Pontus Holmberg, just 21 seconds in, made it a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay here in the opening period. Face-off coming here now in the St. Louis zone. Jordan Bennington and Watch of Nordic live streams, .893 save percentage. Face-off one here by the Lightning. A shot blocked in front. Taken back then at the point. Another chance. And denied by Bennington. Rebounds there in front. Paul tried to clear it to center. And Bennington still made the save. At the point, Tampa Bay still got it. Kucherov a shot. And it's blocked in front. Now St. Louis will take it back out to center. Toropchenko racing for it here down low. Battling in the corner with Carlisle on the right side. Bank back out to center. Broberg stolen back then by the Bolts. Gensel looks. The Borkstrand pass is blocked as they tried to get that rebound through. At the point now, Tampa Bay takes it back. At the point, McDonough shoots it. Blocked by Sundqvist and cleared back out to center. Tampa Bay still's got it back on the right side. Trying to take that one behind the point. Stolen back then by Braden Shen. Shen to center. Intercepted. Here they come the other way. Shen through the zone. A backhand goes wide of Vasilevsky as he tried to get that one on net, but it was swiftly denied. Fowler fires it, and that one goes back down low to the corner. Gonzalez now to Destus now. Feeds it up to the right side. James drops it back. McDonough to Finley. Poke checked ahead. Gonzalez moves in, loses the puck, and held against the boards. That's a penalty for St. Louis. Gage Gonzalez was hooked on that play, and it results in a Tampa Bay power play here coming up. St. Louis, not a huge fan of that call, but the Lightning will get a chance with their power play to get some work done. 500th NHL game for Robert Thomas tonight, but Pontus Holmberg early on into this one, just 20 seconds in, makes it 1-0 Tampa Bay. And now the Lightning will get a power play here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. We are now on the journey to 5,000 subscribers. I was so used to saying we're trying to get to 4K by the end of the year. Now we reached the milestone, and now we're trying to go to 5,000 now. So I'd appreciate the support, guys. See if we can get to 5,000 here by June. That's kind of my goal. Playoffs are factored in there as well. That'd be awesome. All right. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Only a couple days till Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, as some people like to call it. So hope you guys are gonna have a great holidays. I know I'm looking forward to mine. Got paid by YouTube today, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, I know. Bots in the chat. What do you know? We haven't had bots in the chat since, like, the playoffs? It's been a while. They really only join when it's the playoffs. There's the Grinch in the building tonight at the Lightning game. That's a nice Grinch costume. Looking forward to seeing family. Yeah, me too. I haven't seen my family in a while. It's going to be pretty nice. Face off here now in the St. Louis zone. Broberg slides it around behind the net to Parayko. Parayko banks off the boards and clears it down the other way to begin this Lightning power play. Radish looks for options here as he drops a pass back to Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel to point. Back to Gensel on the right side. Radish thrown down low to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Throws it up to the point. Intercepted by the Blues. They clear the other way. Puck will slide in there on Vasilevsky. Back for Darren Radish. Almost halfway through the opening period. Shots are 3-2 in favor of Tampa Bay as they have a 1-0 lead. Gensel drops it back up to Radish. Radish to Kucherov. To Gensel. To Kucherov. To Radish. A shot. Goes wide. Down low in the corner. Gensel to point in front. Backhand denied by Binnington as well. Kucherov looks to Radish here at the point. Radish to Kucherov. Gensel moves in front. Point a shot. And that one is blocked. Cleared the other way by St. Louis. Kept in by Radish. What a keep in. Radish to Kucherov. To Radish. Down low to Borkstrand. Back to Radish here at the point. Radish slid past then to Kucherov. Kucherov waits. Down low to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov to center. Pass back. Radish a shot. Goes wide and stays in the zone. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Radish, another chance, is blocked. Radish gets it right back though. Kucherov a drive. Denied by Binnington. Rebound is there in front. And a jam forward here down low. Picked back up then by Gensel. Thrown back up to Kucherov at the point. 15 seconds to go. Radish to Kucherov. To Gensel. Back to Kucherov. In front. Point. Shoots it wide. Gensel gets it back. Kucherov looks. Radish a shot. They score! It might have went off a skate in front, but Darren Radish from the point. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay. And what a game from Radish already. Not even 10 minutes into the first period. Already a goal and an assist. Wow. On the power play as well. And it's a great keep-in from Radish that starts it off. Again, Tampa Bay just absolutely hemmed the Blues in their own zone. They got so many chances on Jordan Binnington. And you get that many shots on goal during that amount of time, you're going to get to that point. That's wild. So, Darren Radish from the point. And it is 2-0 Tampa Bay, his 8th goal of the season. And the Bolts only 5 shots so far. And they lead by 2. Down the right side here now, battling forward in the corner is Girgensons. Girgensons then to Cirelli. Cirelli to Girgensons down low. Feeds it up to the point. To Stus now to the right side. Cleared down low behind the net. Gergensen's down low, looks for options. We'll slide that one up then for Destus, who will try and move that one around. Takes it back into the zone, and play is blown dead here. I think we might have a penalty coming against Tampa Bay. Unless if I heard something wrong here, it might be an offsides. Nope, penalty. And here is a power play chance now for St. Louis. As heading off to the box then is the likes of Zygmunt Girgensons. John Cooper, not a fan of this call. Let's see the play here. They're calling it on Borkstrand, but I don't even know why they're calling Girgensons. What's the point of this call? Called it on Girgensons for interference. Maybe it was behind the play or something. But regardless of that, St. Louis will get a chance to capitalize here on the power play. Berggren throws it up to the point to Falk. Falk clears it down low. Neighbors try to feed a pass in front then for Thomas. Now down low to Buchnevich. Pavel Buchnevich to Thomas here at the point. Back to Justin Falk, trying to bank that one off the boards. It's cleared away then by Tampa Bay. And back into the St. Louis zone. Falk to Thomas. Thomas through center to Neighbors. Intercepted by Tampa Bay. Here they come the other way. Gensel with speed. Shorthanded pass in front. And they couldn't get it through. Here's Jonathan Berggren now the other way. Was picked up on waivers the last time we streamed him. Thomas to Buchnevich, a shot. And that one goes wide as well. Tampa Bay takes it back. They'll dump it down low into the St. Louis zone. And now Falk picks it up here in the Blues end. Justin Falk down the right side then for Shen. Shen will dump that one here into the Tampa Bay zone. Parayko battling for it down low. Here's Suter in the corner. St. Louis trying to set up here. Tampa Bay's not really giving them that much room. Suter now to Shen at the point. Will backhand that one to Parayko. Back to Suter. P.S. Suter looking for a lane here. He's down low at the goal line. Feeds it up to the point to Shen. Shen looks to Dvorsky, a shot. Save. Rebound in front. Denied by Vasilevsky and cleared down the other way. Tampa with 2 goals in the first half. 20 seconds to go here on the Blues power play. Parayko dumps it into the zone. Battling for it down low then is Suter. Cleared to McDonough. And cleared back into the St. Louis end as the Blues will regroup. 10 seconds to go on their power play. Fowler looks. And there it goes. That's it for the Blues power play. 0 for 1. Only 1 shot on goal. Now Tampa Bay gets it back. Moser cleared to center. Banked off the boards then for Gensel. Now Broberg battling for it. Taken back then by Sundqvist. Sundqvist moves in. Fires it. And it goes up and wide. Battling for it down low here in the corner. Stolen back then by Tampa Bay. McDonough to center. Cirelli trying to clear. Toropchenko keeps that one in the zone. It's intercepted. Now Broberg at the point. Banked off the right side and poke checked out of the zone by the Bolts. Blues bring it in. Joseph clears that one around now behind the net to Point. Braden Point on the right side now. Picked up on Moser's end as Tampa Bay will regroup now with the puck. Moser here in the Lightning zone. Stolen back then by Point. Point. Pass to the right side. And Destus can't keep that one in. Here come the Blues the other way. 2-on-2. Stenberg into the zone. Cross ice pass to Broberg. A shot! Blocked by Vasilevsky. That rebound goes back behind the net. I think it might have deflected there a couple times. And now the Bolts come down the other way. Cleared into the St. Louis zone. Binnington. Banked back off the boards. Blues trying to take it back the other way. Here's Neighbors now moving it through the zone. He'll backhand that one into the Tampa Bay end. The Lightning will get it right back. Shots are 5-3 here in favor of Tampa Bay. They have a 2-0 advantage. 6.5 minutes to go in the first. Vasilevsky leaves that puck behind his own net. Now battling for it down low is Moser with Buchnevich. Girgensons off the boards now to Holmberg. Pontus Holmberg behind the Tampa Bay net. Cleared out to center. Cirelli to Holmberg. He's tripped. And that will be a penalty. And now the Lightning will head back to the power play once again after Robert Thomas, who's playing his 500th NHL game tonight, heads to the box for a trip. And yeah, there's really no arguing this one. Like, this is a textbook trip. You really can't argue a trip. But regardless of that, Darren Radish and Pontus Holmberg with the 2 goals. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Like the stream if you're new. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people in here. It'd be greatly appreciated. Of course. Only 5 other games, or only 4 other games going on, or sorry, 3 other games going on in the NHL tonight. Canucks and Flyers, Kraken, Ducks, and Blue Jackets, Kings. And we will be streaming Blue Jackets and Kings following this one here tonight. So another nice little doubleheader stream here in this one. Looking forward to it. I appreciate all the support as of late. It's been a grind, but it's also been a lot of fun. And I've had a great time doing these live streams. It's been so much fun this season. All right, still in the commercial break here. So Robert Thomas will head to the box for a tripping call. And again, you can't really argue tripping that much. A lot of the time, it's like it's either it is a trip or it isn't. There's really no debating it. You can argue how soft a player is with, you know, how they fall sometimes. That does happen, but Tampa Bay with a second chance here to put themselves up by 3, and that might honestly put the game away here. St. Louis has been really struggling this season. And they are 1-2 in Watch of Nordic Streams this year. Here we go. Face-off. Won by the Blues. Broberg clears that one off the boards and back all the way into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky will play that one back then for Radish. Radish drops it back to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov through the zone to Point. Point to Gensel. Gensel banks it up the boards, then Radish on the right side, then for Borkstrand. Borkstrand looks. Will hold it here on the right hash mark. Cross-ice pass to Kucherov. He can't keep it in the zone. And the puck will come out. Radish cycling the St. Louis players over. Buchnevich intercepts that pass, but Tampa Bay does get it right back. And they'll regroup. Radish through the zone to Kucherov. Kucherov intercepted then by Toropchenko. Puck comes back out of the Blues end, and now they'll have to regroup once again. Point to Gensel. Gensel drops it back to Borkstrand. Now down low in the corner. Tucker battling for it. Gensel steals it back. Battling for it here on the wall. Borkstrand to Radish. Down low to Gensel. Gensel to Borkstrand. Blues being a lot more aggressive this time. They let the Lightning kind of move around. That's why they were able to get that goal. Kucherov to Gensel. Pass in front is blocked by Tucker. Here's Kucherov. Cleared back down low off the skate and cleared away by Toropchenko with 35 seconds to go. Lightning power play had 3 shots in its first attempt. Here's Dastus with the puck. Back to Paul. Second unit gets out there on the ice. Paul to James. James in front of Gonzalez. Thrown up to the point then for Cirelli. To Staus to James. James waits. To Staus on the right side. Down low Cirelli. Pass in front. And Paul could not convert. 5 seconds to go in the power play. James looks. Shot on net. Blocked. Gonzalez back to Sorelli. Pass Kreis over. And they couldn't connect on that play. That'll do it for the Tampa Bay power play. Lightning still have it in their own zone. Held off the puck. Joseph will clear down the other way. It's Stenberg who gains the zone and dumps that one down low. Dastus now with the puck now. Clears it out to center. Now Yanni Gourde will play that one back. And it's dumped back into the St. Louis end. In the corner, Gourde battling for it here. Cleared out to center. Jake Neighbors drops it back. Shen gets held off the boards now down low in the corner. Up to the point then. Shot from Fowler goes wide. Taken back then by the Bolts. Lightning clear it out to center. Holmberg on the right side. Whistle is blown dead here for an offsides. 3:28 left to go in the first period. No shots on that Tampa Bay power play. It is 2-0. So it's likely we will unfortunately not be live on Friday for any of the World Junior games. I'm still figuring out what I want to do. I might go live for 2 instead of all 4. I'm not sure. I haven't really decided yet. I got to see at what time they're at and see if I can even access the streams themselves. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. I greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 4,100 is the goal by the end of 2025. It might be a little bit of a reach, so it's okay if we don't make it. But hey, you can always set goals for yourself, and you never know. And with all the streams that I wanted to do, you never know. We could reach that milestone. Face off here now at the goal line. Kucherov, pass in front. Point a shot. Goes wide of Gensel. Oh my God, I was commentating the replay. Holy shit. No way I was just commentating the replay. That shows the low IQ from your boy right here. Face off here outside of the St. Louis zone. Won by the Blues. Off the boards then Neighbors. Cleared to center. Stenberg dumps that one down low, and it's an icing. So Bolts with a 2-0 lead here early. It's from 2 unlikely folk in Darren Radish and Pontus Holmberg. 2 unlikely heroes there, I would argue. Faceoff's going to come here now in the St. Louis end. Shots are again 5-3 in favor of Tampa Bay. Not a lot of shots here in the last couple of minutes. At the point, Dastus a shot save. Rebound in front. And Nick Paul nearly made it 3-0. Down low here in the corner. Gensel battling for the puck down low. Stolen back now behind the net. Dastus with the puck. Borkstrand to the point. A shot. Denied in front. We got a penalty. And it's against St. Louis once again. It's Tucker. And the Lightning, not even a period in, get their 3rd power play of the game. And yeah, interference call in front there. That should not be a big surprise. That is clearly an interference call. So Tyler Tucker to the box. And Tampa Bay will get their 3rd power play of the game. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first period. Tampa Bay will go back to the man advantage. Face-off won by the Bolts. Borkstrand stolen back then by Thomas, who will clear it all the way back into the Tampa Bay zone. Thank you, Sugar Hill. I appreciate it, brother. Welcome to the stream. Now it's all about getting to 5K. Here's Gonzalez back to Borkstrand. Borkstrand thrown to center. Stolen back then by Tampa. Point. Down low. How much math it would take to get to Mr. Beast? That'd take like 30 years. If that even. Here's Buchnevich. We'll clear that one all the way back into the Tampa Bay zone. Gensel. Back to Borkstrand. Borkstrand to the point to Radish. Radish to Borkstrand. To Gensel. Gensel clears it around then to Gonzalez. To the point to Radish. Radish to Gonzalez. To Gensel. Gensel. To Gonzalez. To Gensel. Pass in front. Is blocked. Gensel. To Gonzalez. Pass back then for Radish. Radish to Gonzalez. A shot. Blocked. Point the rebound. Shoots it wide. Now Borkstrand picks it up on the right side. Fowler gets it back and clears down the other way. Here's Nick Paul. Brings it into the zone. Thrown up to the point now and cleared back down into the Tampa Bay zone. 13 seconds to go on the Tampa Bay power play. DeStaus dumps it into the zone. Stolen back then by St. Louis. And here's Sundqvist. Shorthanded. 2-on-1 with Neighbor. Sundqvist into the zone. Fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky. Yeah, nice play there by Sundqvist. Big save by Vasilevsky. Shots are 6-4 in favor of Tampa Bay. And the Bolts lead by 2. Face-off won by the Lightning. Cleared up to the point. St. Louis keeps it in. Falk down low. Buchnevich pass in front. Falk, a shot denied. Rebound is kicked away in front and cleared back up to the point. Last minute of play here in the opening period. Moser in the corner, banked out to the point. Falk cleared around now behind the net. Back then for Shen on the right side. Shen to center, and St. Louis can't keep it in. 30 seconds to go. Lightning have it, trying to bank it off the boards. Joseph drops it back. 23 seconds to go in the first. Fowler through the zone. Back into the Tampa Bay end. Cleared out to center ice with 5 seconds to go. And that will do it for the opening period. Only 2 goals in that period, both of them from Tampa Bay. They came in the first 10 minutes. Darren Radish, a goal and an assist. And it is 2-0 Tampa Bay at the end of 20 minutes. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack, go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of the second period momentarily. All right, so first intermission here now. We're going to make a goal clip of the Pontus Holmberg goal in that opening period. Thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate it. All right. Will clear that puck off the boards, then back to Borkstrand. On the right side, Lightning bring it in. Gergensen. Right side, Lightning bring it in. Gergensen racing forward with speed. And down low, battling forward here in the corner. And thrown up to the point to Radish, who keeps it in the zone. Shoots it on that. Tipped in front. They down low. Shoots it on that. Tip. Down low, battling forward here in the corner. All right, trying to line this up. Down low, battling forward here in the corner. And thrown up to the point to Radish, who keeps it in the zone. Shoots it on. And down low, battling forward here in the corner. Forward here in the and thrown up to the point to Radish, who keeps it in the zone. Shoots it on that tip. Shoots it on that. Tipped in front. They score. That did not take long. And it is Pontus Holmberg with the opening goal. It's 1-0. Pontus Holmberg with the opening goal. Of course, I screwed up the first part of the clip. Whatever. How's everyone doing? Let's do a little look around the scores around the NHL before I update the all-time scoring sheet. Not a big night in the NHL. Again, this is our last night of streams before the Christmas break. Oops, forgot that was on. There's only one other game going on tonight. It's between the Vancouver Canucks and the Philadelphia Flyers. That game just started. In the opening period, it's 0-0. There are two other games tonight. Ducks and Kraken, followed by Blue Jackets and Kings. We'll be live for Blue Jackets and Kings. That'll include Mason Marchment, playing in his second game as a Blue Jacket since recently being traded there. So only one other game in the NHL tonight. There are 13 tomorrow. Then we go on break for 3 days. All right. Looking forward to the 4 p.m. game. Oh, yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed because I have work tomorrow. I wish I could call off work and stream, but nope, your boy needs some more actual money instead of his fake job. Fake job is what some people like to call it. I call it that too, so it's fine. You'll be in Ontario tomorrow. Wow. I hope you have fun, Bond. That sounds awesome. So you'll get Canadian. Oh, you'll get the Canadian feed. Okay. Well, good luck, man. I'm glad you get to go up there. Enjoy. Yeah, Canadian. I figured you meant Canadian. That is Pontus Holmberg's second goal in a live commentary stream. So fun little tidbit with that. Won't be on here for a week. Ah, that stinks. It's okay, though. I'll remember that you're in Ontario. Yeah, that fourth line started out there for Tampa Bay. They got a couple of opportunities, and Holmberg just a minute in. Cell coverage bounces between 3 networks. Ah, okay. Yeah, I believe that too. I was planning on going to Canada. I'm not sure if it's happening now, but yeah, I was looking at that. That's one of the other problems. Kucherov just picked up his 10th assist in Watch with Nordic history. He's got 13 points now in career live commentary streams. He now moves up to 22nd all-time in Watch of Nordic scoring history. Jake Gensel also gets his 9th point. All right. So now we are all good and almost ready to go here for the start of the second period in about 7 minutes or so is what my screen says. So look forward to that here in a moment. All right, shots are 6-5. Make sure everything's right here. That's a power play goal for Radish from Kucherov and Gensel. These teams will play one more time this year. It'll be in St. Louis, of course, on January 16th. So, fun little tidbit about Jordan Binnington. He becomes the 10th goaltender in Watch with Nordic history to comes the 5th goalie in Watch of Nordic history to play 10 games In live commentary streams, joining Sergei Bobrovsky, Jake Ottinger, Stuart Skinner, and Connor Hellebuck in that remark. Bennington, 885 save percentage all time. So one of the worst save percentages in the entire national or entire Watch with Nordic streaming history. Tonight, Anton Forsberg is going to make his Watch with Nordic debut tonight. He is the starting goaltender tonight for LA against the Blue Jackets. And Jet Greaves gets the nod in that one. So looking forward to the later stream tonight. Yeah, 10 games played in Watch with Nordic commentary streams. Only the 5th goalie to reach that remark. There's a few other goalies that are close, like Philip Gustafson's right there. Aiden Hill is right there. Anthony Stolarz is right there too, but only 5 goaltenders have reached that total. Here's the thing, though. The more games you play, the worse you are when you're in a commentary stream, of course, because it's more games. The best goaltender with a minimum of 10 games played is Sergei Bobrovsky with a 909. He's played 16 games, the most of any Watch with Nordic goalie. So fun little stat line there following ahead in this one. About 2 minutes away from the start of the second period here. Vasilevsky, for those who are wondering, his career in Watch with Nordic games, he stands at 6 games played, 4-1. 5 games played, 4-1. This is his 6th. Has a 2.4 goals against average, a 893 save percentage. And that Vasilevsky save percentage comes from a 647 game. If it weren't for a game where he had a 647 save percentage, his numbers would be far better, honestly. What's Playpy? Okay. All right. Get ready to start the second period here in just a moment. It's only 8 o'clock. This is going by pretty fast. So this could be a fast-moving game. Could have a little bit of a break here between my next one and this one. So that's pretty nifty. Oh, how about playoffs? I combine those stats. So I've combined, those numbers are combined with playoffs. But I'm sure when you look at Bobrovsky or Binnington's numbers, they're better than that when just looking at playoffs. I have like a fully updated stat sheet that I'm still going through, but like it's gonna take me a while to get through everything. It's like 100 and we've done like 130 streams. Tonight is our 130th stream all time, so it's like it's taking a while. By the way, tonight is also our 50th stream of the season. Blue Jackets and Kings is our 50th stream of the year, which is pretty wild to think. All right, time to get started here with the second period in just a moment. First period recap, goals were scored by Pontus Holmberg and Darren Radish. There was a total of 4 penalties in that opening period. Look at the stats between the two teams. Shots were 6-5 in favor of Tampa Bay. Face-off percentage was 50-50. Dead even between the two. Penalty minutes was 6-2. Hits were 9 for St. Louis. Blocked shots were 8 for St. Louis. Giveaways were 5-2 in favor of St. Louis as we get ready for the start of the opening period here in just a moment. The middle frame in just a moment is the right term. All right, here we go. Second period between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the St. Louis Blues is officially underway. Won by the Blues off the draw and cleared into the Tampa Bay zone. Puck goes up and out of play to open that one up. Faceoff will come here now outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Showing off, Nikita Kucherov has 3 Art Ross trophies, second amongst active players. Into the zone, Falka's shot, glove by Vasilevsky. Played down low in the corner here now by McDonough. McDonough behind the net, banked off the boards. Tampa Bay moves it through the zone. Cleared down low, racing for it into the zone is Paul. Back then down low for Gensel, who's tied up then by Falk. Stolen back then by Neighbors. Banked off the boards here, back out to center. McDonough holds it back then for the Lightning. Now to Gensel here, who moves it through center. Jake Gensel drops it back to Stoush, shoots it, tipped in front. And Gensel cross passes, goes just wide. And stolen back now by Neighbors, who will clear out to center. Blues will ice the puck off that play. Less than a minute in. Faceoff coming here now in the St. Louis zone. 19:10 to go in the first period. Shots are now dead even with St. Louis' 6th shot on net. Kucherov a drive. And the puck goes out of play right off the faceoff. They've been talking about Kucherov here a little bit on the broadcast. Yeah, it kind of feels like a fast game, but again, still in the second period. All right, the lineup here for the faceoff once again. Thomas now versus Gord. Off the draw, Tampa Bay wins it. Thrown up to the point, kept in or thrown out here by the Blues. Here they come the other way through the zone. What a move there by Berggren. And Buchnevich nearly got that one on net. Tampa Bay trying to take it back the other way. Kept him by the Blues. Pass in front. Buchnevich denied by Vasilevsky. What a stop. Got that one with his left pad. Here's Gord for Moser. Moser dumps that one down low. Blues now bring it into the zone. Cleared into the Tampa Bay end. Now to the right side to Gord. Gord to Point. Point drops it back. Gord brings it into the zone. Circles back around to the point. Moser, a shot gloved by Jordan Binnington. And the shots stay dead even. Only 14 of them so far through about 22 minutes or so through the game. Tate McRae spotted with Jack Hughes. Jesus. Thought we were past this crap. All right, Tampa Bay with a 2-0 lead. Yeah, 50 streams already. It's crazy. Face off here now in the St. Louis zone. Finley takes the draw. He's kicked out, and now Dominic James will come in. James versus Sundqvist. We commentated his first NHL goal when the Lightning took on the Golden Knights back in November. Puck goes up and out of play off of that draw. Faceoff's going to come here now in the Blues end once again. A lot of faceoffs here to open up this second period. Finley versus Sundqvist. Finley wins the draw. Up the point now, it's Carlisle. Shoots it, and it goes wide. Down low now in the corner. Battling forward is Joseph. James gets it free. Pass in front to Gonzalez. Blocked. Rebounds there. Shot wide of Binnington. Finley a shot, and he fires that one wide as well. Carlisle down low to Gonzalez. Pass in front is tipped back up to the point. Lightning have it. A shot. Saved there by Binnington. Face off here now in the St. Louis zone. Won by Tampa Bay. Thrown to center. Paul battling forward here now in the corner. Trying to feed it back up to the point. Carlisle on the right side. Back then for Borkstrand. Borkstrand down low in the corner. Gensel now racing for it. Gensel to the point. Carlisle looks. Skates it around the right side wide. Pass in front is blocked. Congrats on 4,000. Thanks, Kyle. Let's go, Tampa. Merry Christmas. Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, bro. Face off here off the draw. Now one. And shot on net there denied by Vasilevsky. Pass in front. Fabry battling for it. Stolen back then by the Lightning. Paul clears it into the zone. Down low now, Sundqvist. Cleared out to center. McDonough. Drops it back. McDonough to center now, back into the St. Louis end. Kucherov battling for it now with Gord. Taken back then by Shen. Shen to the right side, and DeStaus now banks it off the boards as they battle forward here on the right side and slid back into the Tampa end. McDonough to center. Here's Gord. Back over then for Point. Point trying to bring it in his zone. Pass in front. Blocked. Now Gord clears it up now to the point to McDonough. McDonough tipped in front and goes into the Tampa Bay bench. Here's Thomas. Off the draw, cleared back into the Tampa Bay zone. It's an icing against the Blues. Face off here now in the St. Louis end. Good old Tate, I guess. Down low here now, banked off the boards and thrown back up to the point. Kept in here by Tampa. Radish Down low in the corner. Sorelli battling forward with Parayko. Back over then for Holmberg. Holmberg to Radish. A shot! Goes wide of Bennington. Back down low behind the net. Now picking it up again on the right side is Girgensons. Girgensons to Radish behind the net. Being held to the outside by Broberg and the Blues. Blues have played a lot better since the second goal was allowed. I know they had a couple of penalties in there, but they did kill them off. Girgensons on the right side, battling for it then with Mailloux. Pass in front, jabbing at that puck. And Bennington got tapped there by Girgensons. Now battling forward here, kept in the zone then by St. Louis. Holmberg skates it back around, fires it, and that one is blocked through traffic. Blues get it back. 2-on-2 the other way. And cleared into the zone then by Berggren. And now the Blues regroup. Here's James through the zone. James brings it in, fires it, and it goes out of play. Five minutes and 2 seconds here into the middle frame. And Tampa Bay is still up by 2. Shots are 9-8. In favor of St. Louis, the Blues have started to get some more offense here in these last couple of minutes. Tampa's been in St. Louis' zone, though, most of the time. Face-off one here by the Blues. Here's Falk down the other way, past the center. Cleared down low now into the corner. Banked around now behind the net. Gonzalez picks it up. Cleared out to center. Fowler. Stolen back. Toropchenko racing forward now, trying to poke that one ahead. And dumped back into the zone then by St. Louis. Lightning get it back. Here's Carlisle through the zone. Pass over then to Finley. And puck slides into the St. Louis zone. It's an offsides. Off to bed to drive early in the morning. Enjoy the game. Yep, Bon, have a good night. Thank you for joining the stream, brother. I appreciate it. Face off here in the Tampa Bay zone. It's won by the Bolts. Down low in the corner. Fabry feeds it up to the point. Broberg moves in, fires it. And it goes wide. Gonzalez battling for it. Blues trying to keep it in. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Here's Gonzalez the other way with some room. Gets knocked off the puck. And St. Louis will regroup now down low. James beats him right to it, though. Down low in the corner. Battling for it now. Paul trying to get to that puck as well. Broberg. Down low. Gonzalez. Puck slides out in front. And Gensel tried to battle for that puck. And cleared out to center. Dvorsky racing for it now. Banks it off the boards and back over to the right side. Gensel cleared to center. Fabry cleared back to center now. It's Paul who dumps it into the zone. And now battling for it on the right side, it's Falk. Over then for Tucker. Tucker into the Tampa Bay zone. Pass in front. Goes wide. Tucker to the point. Falk a shot. He scores! Justin Falk from the point. The Blues are on the board. It's 2-1. And on their 10th shot of the game, they beat Vasilevsky. And suddenly it's a 2-1 game. The lead is cut in half. And yeah, what a play there by Tucker, who stays with it after that play in front. That is Justin Falk's 10th of the season from Tucko, and Otto Stenberg, who picks up his 3rd career NHL point. And it is now a 2-1 hockey game here from Tampa Bay. And that's a huge goal to get St. Louis here on the board. It's now 2-1 once again. And it's following some similar patterns to when we streamed these teams a year ago. Back when Gonzalez had his first NHL goal and the Lightning took that one 3-1. It's showing the same patterns of that game. All right. Still a commercial break here. And it's Justin Falk from Tucker and Stenberg. That is Stenberg's, again, third career NHL point. All of them being assists. And the Blues have cut Tampa Bay's lead in half. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new down below. I greatly appreciate it. We are growing this channel up. And Justin Falk with his 10th goal of the season. As Tucker stayed with it on that play after Stenberg missed that shot from the point. And then Falk got that one on a one-timer. That's the second goal to come from that area tonight. Radish scored his goal from that area as well in the first period. And it's a 2-1 game. Here's Kucherov now behind the net, battling for it down low. And a whistle is blown dead here for a net. Puck here now out at center ice. Radish dumps the puck into the zone. It's blocked by a Blues foot and cleared out back into the Tampa Bay zone. Moser now behind the net to Radish. Radish clears it all the way around and back into the St. Louis zone. No icing. Mayu back then for the Blues. Blues looking for that game-tying goal. Cleared all the way back into the Tampa Bay end. Lightning have the puck. Banking around now behind the net. It's Moser to Girgensons. Girgensons then for Radish, who will dump it into the zone. Puck will slide behind the net. Now Girgensons battling for it here in the corner. Puck slid out to center. Taken back then by the Lightning. A shot. They score! Tipped in front. At least I think it might have been. There was a lot of traffic on that goal. They panned over to Holmberg, who might have picked that one up as well. But regardless, it's 3-1. And the Lightning regain their 2-goal lead not that long after allowing that goal from Justin Falk. And good entry by the Bolts. Looks like it's going to be Anthony Cirelli's, from what I can tell. Let's see this play here. And I cannot tell from all that traffic in front. It looks like it is Cirelli's from Darren Radish. Radish's third point of the night. And 10 shots for both teams. And 4 goals allowed. It's 3-1. Just in time for a goal. What's up, Hugh? Welcome to the stream. Here's Binnington now coming out of his own net. Will clear a puck out to center. Now Tampa Bay regroups. Gensel dumps it into the St. Louis end. Binnington cleared around now to the right side. Neighbors battling for it. Puck goes up in the air and back down low to the corner. Joseph battling for that puck. Cleared around now behind the net to Tucker. Tucker to center. Tampa Bay's got it. Blues will backhand it down low. Now waiting for it is Stenberg. To Falk. Justin Falk. Down low with Tucker. Almost halfway through the middle frame. It's 3-1 Tampa Bay. Now Vasilevsky behind the net. Destu behind the net, battling in front. Turnover here, and the Blues cannot convert. Here come the Bolts the other way. 2-on-2. Gord into the zone. Gets thrown out to the outside by Colton Parayko. Now down low here is Joseph. Joseph to center. Fabry will drop that puck back. Blues battling forward here in the corner. Carlisle trying to move that one around. Bolts bring it the other way. Carlisle to Gord. Stolen back then by Parayko. Point. Battling forward here down low. Cleared out to center. Joseph battling forward now with Carlisle. And Point will come back down low into the zone end and regroup. Carlisle to center. Point. Trying to move that one through the neutral zone. He's broken off the puck. Still has it back down low. Now Parayko will try and take it down low over for Toropchenko. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Off the boards then for Kucherov. Toropchenko. Back then for Parayko. 3-on-2 the other way. Broberg dumps it into the zone. Battling forward here in the corner. Down low now is Gord. Gord to Kucherov. Kucherov holds it in the zone. Banked off the boards and back into the St. Louis end. And that'll be an icing. So 9:35 to go in the second period. 3 goals on 9 shots for Tampa Bay. Jordan Binnington, who hasn't faced a ton of opportunities tonight, is rocking with a .667 save percentage. That is not great. That is not great at all. And yeah, that puck was tipped in front. Not pretty. There's been a lot of shots from the point. Hey, what's up, Dave? Welcome to the stream, brother. It's been a while. How you been? Buchnevich off to Thomas, who will dump that one down low into the zone. Moser battling forward here in the corner. Cleared out to center. Now Holmberg batted away there by a Blue. Nice pick with that puck. Radish to Moser. Cleared into the zone then by Cirelli. Holmberg takes it around now behind the net. Looks for options. Pass up to the point. It's blocked. Kept in though by Tampa Bay. Neighbors in the St. Louis zone. Cleared all the way back into the Tampa Bay end. Slides in on Vasilevsky. He will cover that one but plays it back ahead. And here comes Tampa Bay the other way. Cirelli through the zone. Gets tied up there by Falk. Now Tucker feeds a pass. It's intercepted. McDonough brings it in. He'll try and pass that one down low. It's blocked by a Blue. Shen clears it all the way into the zone. Now down low here behind the net. Destu then back to McDonough. Ryan McDonough cleared all the way down the other way, and that will be an icing against Tampa. Shots are 11-9 in favor of St. Louis. But Tampa Bay leads by 2. Hey, Dave with a $2 dono. What's up, brother? Thank you so much. Dave's probably like our top donor this year. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate it. Face off here now, won by the Blues. Falk at the point, fires it, and it's blocked. Tucker shoots it, and that one's cleared back down low to the corner. Shen battling forward now down low. McDonough gets it off the boards. Gergensons to Destus. He'll dump that one in now down low on the right side and back behind the net then for Falk, who will pick that puck up. Cleared all the way out to center now. Gensel will try to bring that one at the very least. Now Gensel on the right side. He'll bring that one into the zone. Battling forward here now in the corner. Borkstrand trying to clear that one around now behind the net. Thrown up to the point to Moser. Moser in. Radish's shot. Save rebound in front. They jab at that puck. And cleared all the way down the other way. Especially after your Kraken traded Marchment. You don't like Marchment? Paul to Moser. Moser dumps it into the zone. 7 minutes to go in the second period. Shots are 11-9 in favor of the Blues, but they trail by 2. Joseph moves in, fires it. Gloved by Vasilevsky. And the Blues are actually not playing that terrible, but they find themselves down by 2 here in the middle frame. Shots are 12-10. They keep updating the shots to multiple different stats. It's just like it's hard to follow. They took the Tampa Bay shot away, they added one. They took one away, they added one. So Falk from Tucker and Stenberg, and Sorelli from Radish. And it is a 3-1 lead here for Tampa Bay with just under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Justin Falk tied for the lead in goals with the St. Louis Blues, up there with Jake Neighbors, who has the most goals for the Blues. Face-off here won by St. Louis. Parayko to Buchnevich. A shot tipped in front, denied by Vasilevsky. Cleared back down low to the corner. Sorelli cleared out to center. Tampa Bay get it back. Holmberg on the right side. Puck goes up in the air and back down low behind the net. Gergensen's battling for it with Broberg. Puck is still down low in the corner. Holmberg thrown up to the point. Radish to Moser to Sorelli. Sorelli, a shot blocked in front. Now St. Louis gets it back. Here's Broberg now the other way. Broberg into the zone. Held off then by the Bolts. Moser. Back then for Bjorkstrand battling for it down low. Gergensen's cleared out to center. 4-on-3. Holmberg dumps it into the zone. Binnington to Fowler. Fowler to Falk. Cleared out to center and then Destos trying to play that puck around. Now Sundqvist brings it into the zone. Down low on the right side, battling for it. Puck will slide up and it comes out of the zone. Now as St. Louis tried to regroup with that puck. Down low now, Max Crozier will fight for it here in the corner. Played out to center. Finley clears it off. Gonzalez at the goal line. Finley drops it back. James in front. Carlisle off the post. Now James to Carlisle. Gonzalez to Crozier. Back then for Carlisle. Intercepted then by Falk, who clears it out to center. And poke check back into the St. Louis zone. Fowler. Played back then for Berggren. It's intercepted by Tampa Bay. Here they come the other way. It's Borkstrand through the zone. Gets knocked down to the ground. And Tampa Bay fans wanted a penalty. Here's Berggren now down the other way. Intercepted then by the Blues. Lightning take it back. McDonough. Clears out to center. Paul. 3-on-2. Paul moves it in. Pass back to the point. Intercepted there by St. Louis. And cleared back down the other way. Shots are 13-11 here. Blues will regroup. Parayko. Cleared back out to center. Now McDonough. Plays it forward. Into the zone now Borkstrand. Borkstrand a backhand. Goes wide of Binnington. Now Broberg will bank it off the boards then. As Fabry tried to play the one back to his defender. Now Gensel moves it in. It's blown dead for an offsides. And now we get some pushing and shoving here down low in the corner as Gensel slashed a stick. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. We do these commentary streams every single week. Every sub is greatly appreciated as we keep on the Watch with Nordic grind. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the Team USA and Team Canada official World Junior rosters here. They were announced today. All right, face-off coming here now in the center ice outside of the St. Louis zone. And a good chance there for Borkstrand early on, but it was blown dead after a Blues player knocked him to the ground. Here's Broberg now moving it into the zone. Thomas battling for it now on the right side with Zegmas Girgensons. Puck is dropped back and down low. Moser brings it back now behind the net. Radish will move this one through center. To center. Puck goes up in the air. St. Louis steals it back. Buchnevich into the zone. Drops it then down low. Buchnevich up to the point. Fowler a shot. And it's blocked in front. Slides back up to the point. Fowler drops back down low. Cleared around now behind the net. Thomas battling for it then for Radish. Radish through the zone. Pass to center. Holmberg nearly got that puck. But it was stolen back down low now. St. Louis gets it back. Cam Fowler through the zone. Blues trying to move it the other way. Dvorsky comes back here and regroups. Center ice pass and back into the Tampa Bay zone. Joseph battling for it now down low. Cross ice. And that nearly got through. Who do I think will shine in the tournament? I think Sweden will be a lot better than people think. Into the zone. Point shoots it. Denied by Binnington. Yeah, I think Sweden will be a lot better. I like Canada's roster. I think they got to be the favorite again. The USA has won back-to-back. I don't even think they won a medal this year. Their roster is not that great. In my opinion, icing here against the Lightning. Shots are 14-11 in favor of St. Louis. Face-off now here in the Tampa Bay zone. It's one back then by the Bolts. 3-on-3 the other way. Point will dump it into the zone. Battling forward here in the corner now. Broberg trying to take it behind the net. Broberg. Intercepted by Tampa Bay. Kucherov to the point to McDonough. McDonough trying to clear it down low. Point. Behind the net to Kucherov. Kucherov. Fighting forward here with Stenberg. Now Broberg takes it back the other way. Cleared into the Tampa Bay zone. Now DeStouts battling for it now as the Lightning take it back. Dumped into the St. Louis zone. Blues get it back. Approaching the last minute of play in the second period. Blues bring it in. Pass to center. Sundqvist back up to the point. Focus shot. And it's blocked. And I think that might have gone off a player in front. Tampa takes it back. Cleared out to center. Blues trying to pick that one up. It's Finley. Battling forward here down low. Tucker to Falk. Falk clears it into the Tampa Bay zone. McDonough battling for it down low with DeStouts. Thrown back up to the point. Blues trying to get it back. McDonough down low here in the corner now, battling for it. Back for Thomas on the right side. McDonough cleared off the boards to Gonzalez. Intercepted then by the Blues. Neighbors to Thomas. Thomas down low, feeds it up to the point. Falk to the right side. Parayko! And it's blocked. 30 seconds to go. Blues bring it back into the zone. They've been pressuring a pretty good amount here in these last couple of minutes. Clear back out to center now as St. Louis will be forced to regroup. 20 seconds left. Joseph off the boards, intercepted then by Tampa Bay. Cirelli trying to play that one down low. He'll clear that one into the zone. St. Louis will take it back with 5 seconds to go. And that will pretty much do it for the second period. Middle frame concludes here in Tampa Bay. Goals from Justin Falk and Anthony Cirelli makes it a 3-1 lead for Tampa Bay at the end of 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for the start of the third period momentarily. All right, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I shall return, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I have returned from the wonderful room that we call the bathroom. Let me update the all-time Watch of Nordic score sheet now. So Justin Falk picks up his second goal on a commentary stream. He now has 7 points. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points with St. Louis. From Tyler Tucker, who has to have a fucking point. Oh my God, he doesn't. All right. Who is no longer on the team? Is Nathan Walker still on the Blues? Says Walker's still a Blue, so I'm going to take that. Yep. Nope. 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 That was Tyler Tucker's first watch with Nordic point. Do what you got to do, but you better not do any stiff arms. What? No. How dare you accuse me of doing that? Hell no. So Darren Radish has 3 points tonight, all of them being off of all of Tampa Bay's goals, a goal and 2 assists. He's been great tonight. One of the major positives on Tampa Bay for sure. No spoilers because I haven't either. Have I seen the new Avatar movie? I've never even watched the first one. I was 2 years old when the first one came out. I heard them talking about it and I'm like, or I heard people talking about it and I'm like, I don't know. I've never really been big on like those kind of movies. To be honest with you, I've never really been big on those movies. Like it's never really been my thing. To be blunt. But
local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles.
Snoring, gasping, feeling exhausted. Wake up to Zepbound, the first and only prescription medicine that improves moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, in adults with obesity. A breakthrough treatment that significantly reduces breathing interruptions during sleep. After taking Zepbound for just 1 year, many people had no OSA symptoms. Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you are nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems. Wake up to Zepbound. Talk to your doctor and visit Zepbound.com.
You have money, then you don't have money, then you have money again, then you don't have money, you have money, then when you... My point is, sometimes you realize when you get, I worry about a lot of stuff, When you're my age, you start to try to plan.
Oh,
Listen, I'll take care of these kids.
sorry, guys. Looking at something here real quick.
To the point where I'm getting old. I don't know how long I can do it.
Sounds Blues Hockey on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Unwrap 24 days of free gifts on the Jack app. Truly the simple before. More of Jack in the Box in a race report from beautiful Tampa Bay. Introducing the Score Bet. For Sunday, Monday, or any day that ends in Y. We're with you every game day with all the promos and player props you need. Every play, every stat, every score. Whether it's touchdowns, three-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own the moment. Plus, stream over 150,000 live events right in the app. New players get $100 in bonus bets if you win your first $10 bet. More action, more rewards, more for you. The Score Bet. Download now.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles.
This holiday, Verizon got the craziest deal ever. 4 iPhone 17 Pros, all on them. No getting it if you don't.
Get 4 iPhone 17 Pros on us. No trade-in needed. Plus 4 lines for $25 a line.
You have money, then you don't have money, then you have money again, then you don't have money, you have money, then when you... My point is, sometimes you realize when you get, I worry about a lot of stuff, When you're my age, you start to try to plan. Listen, I'll take care of these kids for the rest of their life. But I'm getting to the point where I'm getting old. I don't know how long I can do it.
All right. We got about 5 minutes here to the start of the third period in just a moment.
Hold up. Domino's medium specialty pizzas are just $9.99 when I mix and match.
Hey, Dave with another donation. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Avatar was the best movie you've seen in 20 years. Nice.
Make
iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T. You can get their best deals without needing the most expensive plan. And you know, she loves her selfies.
Oh, something went wrong. Please try again.
That's for sure. I'd be moving forward trying to get that next goal. I do have the attempts at 40 chance, so the Blues.
Unable to play video. Great. Great. Got about 3 minutes or so till the start of the third. Gotta restart my PS5. Of course. Relog into my PS5. Boop, boop, bang. Great to see you, but I'm gonna go watch Miracle before the Kraken play. You take care. Yep, see you, Dave. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the donos. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night. All right. Getting ready to start the third period here in just a moment. About 2 minutes or so away is what my thing next to me says.
A hit. No matter how you slice it. Or cut it or cube it. Sizzle, pork, and
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Tradition sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 0.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles.
You have money, and you don't have money, and you have money again, and you don't have money, you have money, and when you, my point is sometimes you realize when I worry about a little stuff, when you're my age, you start to try planning. Listen, I'll take care of these kids for the rest of my life, but I'm getting to the point where I'm getting old. I don't know how long I can do it.
Domino's new spicy chicken bacon ranch is looking hot.
Is that?
Drizzled with. Ooh, fire. Mix and match medium specialty pizzas for $9.99. Only at Domino's. Rojo tiramisu. Debe ser identificado. Temos gourmet flavor. Son quienes lo creen así.
So for Mom, I was thinking,
I thought she didn't want anything.
well, like when she says she doesn't want any fries.
And she eats all our fries.
Exactly.
All right.
For the new iPhone
Almost ready to start the third in just a moment. We will also be live later tonight for Blue Jackets and Kings. That is coming up here later tonight. That'll be the later slate of games here. And let's get ready for the start of the third period here in just a second, I think, now or whatever. I don't know what's happening. All right. So Darren Radish tonight with 3 points. Let's get ready for the start of the third period. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Justin Falk and Anthony Cirelli as the Lightning lead by 2 here heading into the third and final period of the night. Face-off coming up here now in just a moment. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We do these commentary streams every single week. All right. Third period between the St. Louis Blues and the Tampa Bay Lightning is officially underway. Face-off is won by the Blues. They will dump it right into the Tampa Bay zone. Shots are 16-13 here in favor of St. Louis. They've been the better team so far by a lot. Here's Gergensen's now bringing it into the zone. Battling for it alongside Mailloux. Down low in the corner, Berggren trying to clear it out to center. He'll do so successfully, but Holmberg gets it back. Intercepted then by the Blues. Fowler. Taken back then by St. Louis. They'll dump it down low into the Tampa Bay end, around to the right side, and Cirelli will clear out to center. Now Gergensen's. Back over then for Holmberg. Holmberg shoots it, save, rebound in front. Is denied by Binnington. And Binnington not allowing any loose change there on that opportunity. Do I think Ryan O'Reilly gets moved? Yes. I think eventually he will. Face off here now in the St. Louis zone. It's won by the Blues. Cleared out to center. Neighbors. To Shen. Shen dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Battling for now on the right side. It's Neighbors. Intercepted then by the Lightning. Bolts bring it through the zone. Cleared in down low. Now Broberg battling for with Borkstrand. Broberg tied up with Broberg. Or Broberg tied up with Borkstrand. Not Broberg tied up with himself. That'd be weird. Stenberg clears it into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky now behind the net. Cleared back around now to the right side. Now it's Suter back over then for Tucker. Tucker comes back and regroups. Suter off the board. Sundqvist down low. And Sundqvist banks it off the boards and back up to the point. Another chance. Goes wide of Vasilevsky. Now Falk to Tucker. Shoots it. Save by Vasilevsky right to the chest. Jordan Binnington here tonight's faced 14 shots. He's allowed 3 of them. So far tonight he averages a .786, which is not very pretty. Shouldn't be surprising anybody by saying that. Face-off here in the Tampa Bay end is blown dead due to a face-off violation. Vasilevsky, 16 saves on 17 shots, .941. And showing off John Cooper has a very shiny forehead, as do I. Face-off here now again in the Tampa Bay end, won by the Blues. Broberg at the point, fires it. And it goes up and out of play. Might have got Vasilevsky in front. Not 100% sure. And Jordan Binnington, ironically enough, playing against his Team Canada coach, his possible future Team Canada coach. They announced their rosters on New Year's Eve. Face-off here now is won by the Blues. Broberg at the point. Fires it. Tipped in front. Goes up in the air and back down low behind the net. Buchnevich battling for it now down low. Battling for it alongside Gergensons. Gergensons back to Holmberg. Holmberg banks it off the boards. Now Radish intercepted by the Blues. Down low now Parayko behind the net. Back then for Thomas. Thomas to the boards now to Broberg. Broberg banks it off the boards and back to the right side. Cirelli battling for it now with Parayko. Moser trying to clear out to center. Blues get it back. Parayko looks. Circles back around. Pass back down low then for Thomas. A shot blocked in front. And picked back up then by Cirelli. Radish in his own zone. Tampa Bay trying to regroup. Radish here in his own end. Will hold the puck. Tampa Bay now moves it through the zone here now. Pass all the way into the St. Louis end. Now battling for it here in the corner is Point alongside Dvorsky. Cross-ice pass thrown back up and into the Tampa Bay end as Vasilevsky now holds the puck. Crozier with 16:50 left to go. Taking back now to the right side. Now dumped in then by Carlisle. Binnington to Tucker. Intercepted then by the Lightning. Blues get it back. Joseph trying to clear to center. Puck slides out in front. Now Falk to Dvorsky. Dvorsky backhands it through the zone. Now Fabry here in the corner. Sundqvist feeds it up to the point. Tucker shoots it. Blocked in front. Tampa Bay gets it back. James through center. 16 minutes to go in the third period. Blues have provided a lot of the offensive zone pressure, especially as of late. Tucker will backhand that one down lower, or at least try to. Banked off the boards and back into the St. Louis end. Fowler down low behind the net. Plays it off the boards then for Tucker. Back over then for Destus on the right side, trying to jab that puck there into the St. Louis end. He'll get that one in. It goes in on Binnington. He misses the pass. And now Fowler out to center. Shen, 3-on-3 the other way. Braden Shen moves it into the zone. Curls it back down low then for Neighbors, and he can't complete that pass. It slides down the other way for Mailloux. Logan Mailloux now to Suter. P.S. Suter trying to bring it into the zone. Carlisle battling for it on the right side, then to Borkstrand. 3-on-3. Borkstrand dumps it into the zone. Binnington now behind the net to Paul, battling for it. Suter to Toropchenko. Intercepted then by Tampa Bay. Here's Paul into the zone. Can't get the shot on. And that's a penalty. They're going to call that on Mailloux, and the Lightning will go back to the power play for the fourth time tonight? Yes, the fourth time tonight. And it's Mailloux who will head to the box. And yeah, Mailloux, that's definitely a holding call. You get the play, because again, you're not just going to like Paul going a 1-on-0 breakaway. And now the Bolts head to the power play. Face-off one here by the Blues. They will clear it down the other way. Lightning get it back. Radish through the zone then to Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel moves in. Puck deflected back behind the net then. Gensel feeds it up to the point. Radish to Borkstrand. Borkstrand to Radish. To Kucherov. To Gensel. Pass to Borkstrand. He scores! Oliver Borkstrand on the power play, and it's 4-1 Tampa Bay. And that should put the game away, folks. And yeah, that is a Textbook power play there. Nice play. It was Gensel pass to Bjorkstrand. Bennington could not get there in time. And on the Bolts' 15th shot of the game, they have their 4th goal. It's 4-1. Bjorkstrand from Gensel and Kucherov. That is Bjorkstrand's 400th NHL point. Gensel and Kucherov now with multi-point games here as well. Banked off the boards now at the point. St. Louis trying to keep that one in. Tucker to the right side to Falk. Falk shoots it. Now it's blocked. Now Finley battling for it. Stolen back then by the Blues. Dvorsky to Falk. Falk to Joseph. Joseph trying to slide that one up to the point. Tucker to Dvorsky. Fires it. Saved by Vasilevsky on the right side. And a whistle is blown here for a penalty, I believe. And the Blues will go to the power play now. So after Bjorkstrand converts there on the power play, now St. Louis get a chance to bring themselves back within one. It's an interesting one here tonight. Bolts lead by 3. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 4,100 subscribers by the end of 2025.
Make the most of your season during the Kia season of new tradition sales event. Give yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 0.9% APR for 60 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Telluride, Sorrento, and Sportage vehicles.
You have money, and you don't have money, and then you have money again, and you don't have money, you have money, and when you, my point is sometimes you realize when you get, I worry about a little stuff, you know? When you're my age, you still have to try playing. Listen, I'll take care of these kids for the rest of their life. When I get to the point where I'm getting old, I don't know how long I can do it.
All right, St. Louis power play coming up here now. Blues have had only one power play tonight, so this is their 2nd unit out here on the ice. Most points by a Denmark-born player. Nikolai Ehlers, Franz Nielsen, Lars Eller, and Oliver Bjorkstrand moves into that list. Becomes the 4th Denmark player to have 400 career points. Power play now for St. Louis. Falk drops it back now for Thomas. Thomas to Neighbors. Neighbors brings it into the zone. Will feed that one back up to the point. Falk looks for options. Back to Thomas here. Robert Thomas on the right side trying to drop that one back to the point. Now Neighbors pass in front. And Tampa tried to clear. It's kept in. Falk to Thomas. Thomas waits to Neighbors. To Thomas. To Buchnevich. Down low. Neighbors pass in front. Blocked and cleared the other way. In the St. Louis end now, it's Justin Falk. Falk to Sundqvist. Dvorsky. And the pass is blocked. And blown dead for an offsides. Face-off here now is won by the Blues outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Fowler to Shen. Shen down the right side to center, denied by Vasilevsky.
So their offensive-minded guys are going to try and do everything they can to get the pucks in the net anyway, see if they can get some energy and a couple of marks on the board on their side.
A little over halfway through the St. Louis power play. Face-off won by Tampa. Gensel in the corner, banked off the boards. Now Shen at the point. Puck is cleared all the way back out of the zone. Now Fowler. Fowler to Shen. Shen brings it through the zone. Battling forward with Moser now here in the corner. Now Sundqvist cleared back to Thomas. Thomas fed up to the point to Fowler. Fowler to Thomas. Thomas waits, fires it. It goes off of McDonough and out of play with less than 20 seconds to go. Face-off here now won by the Blues. Fowler, a shot is blocked. And Tampa will clear it out of the zone with 10 seconds to go in the power play. That will pretty much do it. Shots are now 20-15. And St. Louis finds themselves down by 3. Fowler dumps it into the zone. Back to even strength now. Kucherov at center. Point through the zone. Battling forward here now. Puck slides out to center. Back then down low. Tampa Bay regroups. Radish behind the Lightning net. Radish here to center. Point off the right side. Will clear it into the St. Louis end. Broberg cleared into the Tampa Bay zone. Now Toropchenko battling for it. Now to Destus now, who battles forward in the corner. To Toropchenko. Pass to center. Is going back now behind the net. Now Suter. Centering pass is picked up by Vazzy, but he blows the whistle. Even though Vazzy wanted to keep the play going, he probably wants to watch Monday Night Football. Face-off here now in the Tampa Bay zone. Won by the Lightning. Crozier will clear that one out of the zone. Now Borkstrand will dump that one here into the St. Louis zone. Falk trying to bank that one around the boards down low. Now Gensel backhands it up to the point. Carlisle keeps it in the zone. Clear back to the right side then for Crozier. Crozier battling for it down low. St. Louis trying to clear. Now Borkstrand down low on the right side. Thrown up to the point then. Crozier. Carlisle takes it now behind the net. Shoots it. Save there by Binnington. And cleared out to center. Ooh, it's kept in though by Carlisle. I thought he cleared it out. Blues get it back. 3-on-3. Falk will dump that one down low. Almost halfway through the third period. This one's pretty much over. Lightning lead the Blues by 3. Borkstrand with the goal in the third period. On the power play. Down low now in the corner is Finley battling for the puck. Behind the net then is Shen. Braden Shen to center. Banked off the boards now as James battles forward on the right side. Puck will slide out to center. It's Neighbors who drops it back to Fowler. Fowler to the right side. Blues get it back. Cleared all the way back down and into the Tampa Bay zone. To Staus now battling forward on the right side as the Blues are trying to clear it. Neighbors pass in front is blocked. Now Fowler at the point fires it. That one goes wide. Feels like a lot of just back and forth, not a lot of shots. Fowler will clear that one now down low into the corner. Destus tries taking it back out. Here come the Bolts the other way. Gord to Gonzalez. Pass in front into the glove of Jordan Binnington. And we will go away to commercial break as the Lightning lead by 3 on St. Louis. Man, 4 goals on 17 shots for Jordan Binnington puts him at a pretty lackluster .750. And if things were to keep going the way they've been going, that would be his second worst save percentage in a live commentary stream. He's had some really good games recently. 931, 913, but then 2 840s and a 727 brought his save percentage down. Now with this metric, it's going to go down even lower. Again, in live commentary streams, he has the worst save percentage amongst goaltenders with a minimum 10 games played, .885.
So for Mom, I was thinking. I thought she didn't want anything. Well, I thought she said she doesn't want any fries. She's full of fries. Exactly. What if we get her the new iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T? We can get their best deal without needing the most expensive plan.
Good call.
And you know, she loves her selfies.
Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. You can trade in your old iPhone. Any condition. Most expensive plan now required.
All right. Looking at the current Atlantic Division standings, the Lightning are tied for 3rd place in the Atlantic with the Boston Bruins, and obviously they have 2 games in hand on the Bruins as well, so they have that advantage for sure. John Cooper, despite facing a lot of injuries, has done a very good job at getting this Lightning team to where it is right now. He deserves a lot of credit for what they've been able to do. Face-off one here by the Bolts. Radish's shot is blocked. Now Thomas picks it up. And the Blues will clear out to center. Parayko racing for it now into the zone. Battling for it in the corner with Radish. Puck is down low. Gergenson's trying to break it free. Finally, he'll get it out. To center ice now. Broberg racing forward with Holmberg. Philip Broberg behind the net, banked off the boards. Now huge hit there at center. Here come the Blues either way. Broberg moves in, fires it just wide of the net. Broberg, he went through all of the Lightning defenders and somehow got a shot on. Now through the zone is Holmberg, who's been very good tonight. Cleared out to center, stolen back then by the Blues. Broberg out to center. Dastus now with the puck. Back over then for Point. Point holds the puck. Less than 8 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Shots were 21-16. Here's Point. Deking through the zone. Drops it back to the point. McDonough comes in and can't get the shot on. At the point now, Kucherov fires it. Blocked in front. Rebound is there. It's taken away then by the Blues. Here they come the other way. It's Fabry. Over then for Berggren. Berggren moves in. Fires it. Save. Rebounds in front. Also denied by Vasilevsky. Face-off here won by the Blues. At the point. St. Louis looking to move it here now. A shot! Denied by Vasilevsky. And St. Louis keeps on the offensive zone pressure. Now that's 24 shots on Vasilevsky. And Vazzy carrying a respectable .957 save percentage. Face off here now in the Tampa Bay end. Paul cleared out to center, and whistle is blown here for an offsides or something. Shots are 24-16. Shen versus Paul. Face-off won by the Blues. Fowler will clear out to center. Lightning try and get it back. Picked up here now in the St. Louis zone. Cam Fowler looking for options. Fowler then for Stenberg. Through the zone, banked off the boards then by Borkstrand. Gensel to Paul. 3-on-2 the other way. Fowler battling for it now with Borkstrand. Here in the corner, Gensel battling for it now with Stenberg. Up then for Shen. Shen holds the puck. Shots are 23-17 or 16. So they took some shots off the board. 7 minutes to go here in the third. Blues move it down the other way. Toropchenko clears it around the boards. Sundqvist now battling for it down low. Joseph there as well as they're trying to jab at that puck. Fed up to the point. Falk to Tucker. A shot. Goes wide. And now taken back then by the Bolts and kept in the zone now. Falk, a shot. Goes up in the air and out of play. And road ahead to the next 3 games here. Lightning are done for the Christmas break after this one. They play Florida, Montreal, followed by Anaheim when they start their California road trip on New Year's Eve. Face off here now in the St. Louis zone with 6 minutes to go. Down low in the corner, Paul battling for it with the Stus on the right side. Cleared around now to the right side to Tucker. In the corner, Thomas to Tucker. Gergenson's battling for it. Back then for Destus. Blues have the puck. Tucker. Down low then for Berggren. Berggren trying to move it to center. Backhands it around now behind the net to Buchnevich. Buchnevich poke checks it ahead. Cleared the other way then by the Bolts. Blues bank it off the boards. Berggren moves it down the other way. 3-on-3. Dvorsky drops it back. Broberg behind the net. Trying to hold the puck here now for St. Louis. Approaching the final 5 minutes of play. Broberg shoots it wide. Kept in the zone though by the Blues. Broberg trips. And it comes out of the zone. Dvorsky trying to bring it in as well. Again, the Blues, like, they're getting chances, but they can't find a way to, like, get shots on. Here's Dvorsky in front, shoots it wide. Like, come on. Kucherov trying to clear it down the other way. Back up to the point here now. Parayko will regroup and look for options. We are now in the last 4.5 minutes. I wonder if they'll pull Binnington just to try, but I'm not sure. Broberg to Fabry. Back then for Parayko, who will dump it into the zone. And that'll be an icing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. 4.5 minutes to go in the third period. The Lightning lead by 3 goals. Going to be Paul here versus Shen. Again, these teams faced off in Watch of Nordic history a year and 5 days ago. And it was a 3-1 win for Tampa Bay in that one. And it looks like Tampa Bay will get another win here tonight against the Blues. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like the stream down below to help us out with the engagement. Of course, anything is greatly appreciated. I appreciate all the support tonight from you guys. We have another stream later tonight between the Blue Jackets and the Kings. That is the later game here up in the Watch with Nordic slate. The Chiefs are leaving Arrowhead Stadium in Missouri. They will actually move to Kansas. Huh. All right. Face-off coming here now in the St. Louis end. And it's won by the Bolts. Pass to center, tipped in front, almost went in there on Binnington, but the Blues get it right back. About 4 minutes to go in the third period. Keep an eye out for Binnington. They might try and pull him. I'm not sure how that would work. Here's James now on the right side. Back to Fowler. Cam Fowler will skate it back in his own zone. Now Joseph on the right side. Clears it down low. McDonough battling forward here in the corner. Gonzalez. Back to McDonough. McDonough to center. Picked up then by Falk. Falk to Joseph. Over then for Sundqvist. Sundqvist trying to break up that puck there from James. Now the battle for it down low. Point will try and fight for it. Back up to the point on the right side to Broberg. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Down low, Destus with the puck. The right side, Lightning get it to center. They will clear back into the St. Louis end for an icing. Sorry about that, guys. Face-off here now in the Tampa Bay zone. Won by the Lightning. They will clear it out into the St. Louis end. Broberg off the boards. Parayko. The right side then Thomas. Thomas to Buchnevich. Moves it through center. Broken up then by the Bolts. Blues trying to keep it in. They will do so unsuccessfully. As the Bolts battle for it now on the right side. Blues get it right back. Stenberg. Less than 3 minutes to go. Cleared down low now into the Tampa Bay end. Moser on the right side. Trying to bank that one off the boards. Cleared out to center. Back into the St. Louis end. That'll be an icing against the Bolts. Shots are 24-16. So both goaltender stats here tonight. You look at them, Jordan Binnington has 12 saves on 16 shots. He has a .750. Not pretty numbers there. And then Andrei Vasilevsky, 23 saves on 24 shots, .958 save percentage. He's been great tonight. Cleared out to center now. Kucherov will slide a pass over then for Point. He is offsides. Bolts will be forced to come back. 2 minutes to go. Puck is dumped down low into the Tampa Bay end. Carlisle battling for it down low with Suter. Dvorsky throws it up to the point then to Fowler. Fowler shoots it down low to the corner. Bolts trying to steal it back. Carlisle to the right side. Bolts will try and clear. They will get it down the other way then to Holmberg, who will clear it into the zone. Here's a shot from Crozier, denied by Bennington with less than 2 minutes to go. He will cover. And that is just the Bolts' 17th shot of the game. Not a lot of offense from either side, besides the goals, of course. Darren Radish, 3 points tonight. The only goal he didn't get an assist on was the 4th goal. Down low now off the boards. It's Tucker who will clear out to center. 1:30 to go. Neighbors through the zone. Pass back, a shot. Goes wide of Vasilevsky now to Stus on the right side. We'll bank it up for Gensel, who will drop it back down low as the Lightning defense will clear it out to center. Borkstrand pass over then for Gensel. Gensel circles around then, battling alongside Tucker. He beats him. Borkstrand now. Paula shot denied by Bennington. Rebound is taken back away now. It's Tucker on the right side who will bank it off the boards and back out to center. Now we head into the final minute of play in the third period. Time will tick down here in Tampa Bay as the Bolts will get the win tonight. Cleared down low into the St. Louis end. Bennington now will throw that one around with a stick back to Joseph. Joseph to center. Gonzalez. Back then over for Radish. 40 seconds to go in the third period. Carlisle. Off the boards. Radish holds the puck. 30 seconds left as the Bolts will get the win here tonight. They're just passing it within their defenders, and the Lightning will win their 5th game in a Watch of Nordic live commentary stream. The Blues will drop to 4-6-0. And 10 seconds winding down. Fans get up to give a standing ovation, and that should do it for tonight. Final score, the Bolts 4 and the Blues 1. Andre Vasilevsky, 23 saves on 24 shots. The Bolts get 4 past Jordan Bennington in less than 20. And the Lightning will skate away with the win tonight. All right, folks. That'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to prep for my next stream here, which is Blue Jackets and Kings. So stay tuned for that here in just a moment. But regardless, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you're